What's up, Devils? J-Dog back to answer some more goddamn questions. And today's questions we're going to be going over are on the video posted 2 weeks ago. Does J-Dog want Mortician to do a new album? Only 793 pussy-ass fucking views, so definitely not that much of a popular video, with only 96 comments. So shit, we should be able to knock everything out in this video pretty easily. So let's see what the hell's in here. Got some votes in. Little over 90. Here is the vote count. Keep in mind, some answers were a bit vague. Oh, this must be about Hellhammer. So Hellhammer, death metal. Hellhammer being a death metal band, 7 votes. Black/proto-black metal, 15 votes. The fuck is proto-black metal? Am I just an idiot? What exactly is proto-black metal? 15 votes and other, 10 votes. So I could assume others thrash. What the hell else would it be considered, right? So, I mean, guess what that fucking with that vote range, I think we're still kind of walking away. What the fuck is Hellhammer? We don't know. Because Proto Block, I don't even know what the hell that is. So, yeah, I guess we're still unaware of the official what fucking music Hellhammer is. Imperial Nocturnal. Hey, J-Dog. Thanks for the bodybuilding wisdom. You got it, brah. I know some of the devils hate it. You really know your stuff. I tried the real ephedrine stuff, and it was the shit indeed. Yeah, you're probably a little bit older than me. Because, like I said, I never got to try it. Too bad they're illegal now. That's why I didn't get to try it. From a historical point of view, Hellhammer is classified as a first-wave black metal band. Black metal was the first term used for early extreme metal bands with dark satanic lyrics. Question: how great is Nunslaughter's goat in your book? Do you find puns funny? Some creative dude out there once wrote Nun's laughter. He cheers, brah. Yeah, the Nun's laughter. The first person I ever heard say that was Charles from My Mind's Eye. He has a record store here in Cleveland. Sells a lot of metal stuff, but it sells all kind of other kinds of music too. Like you can find like old classic rock, jazz records. It's a record store, but carries metal as well. And I know he's definitely a Nunslaughter fan, and he would call him Nun's Laughter. That's the first time I heard of it. As far as puns, I mean, yeah, I like some, and it's definitely ones Nunslaughter would use. Some more fun, as long as they're funny and it's kind of I guess just funny. You know what I mean? Because some could be stupid, right? And as far as how great is Nunslaughter's Goat, I think it's a totally great record. I mean, my favorite songs on there would be Crown and Conquering Hag, Raid the Convent, probably Jesus is Doomed. That's a fucking, is that considered puns? I mean, rhymes for sure, right? Hilarious as fuck. And when I first heard it, I thought it was funny as hell. Destroy the Holy Ghost, the one we hate the most. That was just Jim singing on that, a short song. And I thought it was cool that it was Church of Disgust covered that song too. So that was cool as fuck. Definitely, I think it's a great album, but it's not my favorite Nunslaughter. My favorite album is definitely Hell's on Holy Fire. Second favorite album by Nunslaughter, probably Hex, I would say. But nonetheless, I think it's a great album, yeah. And I know it's Nunslaughter's most popular album. It's the most sold album, and it's the one that people like to hear the songs off of live and stuff like that, like Satanic Slut, Raid the Convent, etc. Primarily those 2 songs. Eric Evans, props, J-Dog. Has anybody ever told you that you could totally be in a Universal Soldier movie as one of the Unisouls? You have that look about you. I don't know if that's a compliment. I guess kind of is, right? I think the first Universal Soldier was great. That movie was awesome with Jacques-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. After that, I think I seen parts of one of them, but I know they got completely fucking ridiculous. Isn't it like 5 of them or something dumb shit like that? So I don't know if I want to be in one of those because it'd be a fucking turd. But if I go back in a time machine and be a part of the very first one, fuck yeah, sign me up. That movie was a classic. Human Brisket, J Dog, question: has there been any releases where the band needed help with coming up with a album title or cover, so then the label helped put in a creative input? The album title, no. Cover, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, hell, even I think Nunslaughter falls in that category for some of the stuff. Because I know Eric definitely helped out with. He definitely did the layout, but I think he had input on the some of the covers with Don. That'd be kind of more of a question for him, but I'm pretty sure. And then for covers, yeah, for sure. I know we definitely have. I can't think of off the top of my head. I know Eric would be able to easily answer that, especially going way back in the day. Covers for sure, but actually us. Hey, can you help us come up with a title um for the album? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, there's been times I recommended, like after the fact, like for example, Nunslaughter, Angelic Dread. I told Don after the album, it's like, personally, I wouldn't have named it Angelic Dread, dude. I would have named it Three Nails, One Liar. The song on there, great fucking title, pretty fucking funny, and that's my favorite song on the album. Best lyrics, everything, totally fitting. So I would have gone with that title for the title of the album than Angelic Dread personally. I told Don that in person, but it was already after the fact of the album. And why? It's because I mean I don't know, because I thought about it afterwards, and quite frankly, I mean I don't know if he would have, it's his band. Probably I don't know if he would have just said, you know what, I think it's a good idea. I'd probably like this is what I have set in my mind, so I'm going to run with it. Which fair enough. Chad Apple, Appel Apple. However, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, brah brah. Done tons of questions for me now, so hopefully I got it right at least once. Question, J Dog: are you into Bloodbath or Hail of Bullets? Love them both. Bloodbath, I like their first EP and the first full length. The second full length album, I liked it, but it's definitely started waning. Um, what's the song on there? Brave New Hell. I remember being a very good song. Third full length on up. I think I'm pretty sure I listened to the third one and didn't like it, and I never listened to anything after, so I can't comment on those. I just assume, usually when I hear an album band and they start to put out an album I don't like, I just kind of like leave it at all right, they're done. So I never really check anything afterwards unless somebody says I should. Hail of Bullets, that's the band. I mean, we've had their stuff, we've had their merch, we've had patches in stock by them, cassettes, CDs. I've never listened to them. It always just I don't know. The artwork and stuff never looked appealing. I don't know much about them. Is it a death thrash band or death metal, death grind? I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure I never heard them unless it's in the background or something, but I don't recall ever putting them on the player, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So them I can't really comment on. I just assumed, you know how that judge a book by its cover you're not supposed to do? Well, I think we all do to some extent, and that was one I did, and just nothing was striking me as check me out, god damn it. And no one ever really recommended them to me, so I just never did. Rocky's musical rarities. Here's a question: does a forefather of death metal have to be a death metal band? I mean, kind of. I don't know if anything has to, but it makes more sense, right? He's got 12 replies to him. Well, who else would it be? Slayer, Iron Maiden. That's what Cheeto says. Uh, Paul Kratz. A lot of first generation death metal bands were bastard children of Slayer, Creator, Sodom, with some Maiden and Priest mixed in there. I mean, I guess even seeing people's opinion, like for my take on it, the whole thing is, I mean, a forefather of death metal, yeah, either death metal or kind of close to it. Like for example, like I said, I kind of consider like Sodom and the Sign of Evil a death metal record, Sepultura, Morbid Visions a death metal record. Like first generation death metal. If you don't consider that, then I would consider that the forefather stuff of that nature, bands like that, to where it's kind of like on the cusp and can be put in there. So is called those forefathers if you want to if you don't want to use just the traditional bands like Death and Possessed, right? Label over 90. Question: do you have any weird vinyl variants? I have two 5-inch records, Toxic Holocaust and a Nunslaughter split. Can't think of what the Nunslaughter 5-inch would be, but I definitely have the Toxic Holocaust. It's Reaper's Grave, right? The Reaper's Grave 5-inch. I definitely have that. Other weird variants, band called Mutilated Messiah. They did a split 7-inch. It's the Maggots split, actually, with the Maggots cover. They did a split with Nunslaughter. That split's good, but their best thing is their 8-inch and their demo tape. That shit's fucking great. They did a full length, and quite frankly, it wasn't very good. But Mutilated Messiah, the 8-inch, which I do own, there's only 50 of them made. And like the demo, that shit is fucking great. So those would be the weird variants, if you want to call it that I guess I have. And I'm sure an Amorphous Black Winter Day isn't it like an 11-inch or something? That's another pretty weird variant. Necropunk, yo J-Dog, did you hear that Dismember is getting their catalog reissued / remastered on CD, vinyl, and cassette in November this year? I did not, but that's cool. I mean, I don't know how much of it I would need because I have all the albums. But if there's a cool vinyl pressing, like a cool color, and they actually look good and shit, I will definitely wouldn't mind picking some of those up. But yeah, that's cool. If nothing else, I like, even if it's not something I'm going to pick up, like let's say it's another pressing of something that I own a couple variants of, and there's no reason for me to own this pressing because there's nothing different or special about it. I like seeing it come through the shop because I'd rather pull that than some fucking bullshit black metal that I can't even pronounce, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'd rather pull Immolation Hereafter or fucking Dismember. You know what I mean? So just the fact to be around, and I'm sure we'd get them. I like seeing that. The younger devils picking it up and getting into it. Gorehound, if you owned a gym, what would be the first song you'd blast through them speakers? I don't know. I don't know about first song. And, if I own a gym too, I mean, I would definitely cater to myself, but at the same time, if you're trying to make a business out of it, I can't scare everybody away. So I can't be like blasting Last Days Humanity all day, right? You probably wouldn't get too many members. Unfortunately so. Ryan Idzerta, too. J-Dog, question. I can drink 10 to 15 beers and I'm still not full. I drink like one water and I'm ready for Blanky and Pilly. Why is that, Rob? I don't know. That's sounds like you have a fucking high alcohol tolerance and you're just liking the taste and you're probably brains releasing the endorphins and shit like that wants it more. Kind of like that saying, potato chips, but you can't just eat one. You know what I mean? If you eat a whole bag of potato chips, it's like what, probably 1,500 calories, and you probably want to be stuffed to the point where you feel like puking. You know what I mean? You probably be like feel just fine or content. But if you eat a fucking 1,500 calories of chicken, rice, and broccoli, you'd be stuffed to the fucking brim. You might not even be able to do it. You might not be able to finish it. You know what I mean? So that'd be my guess because you're probably like don't like the taste of water, but like the taste of beer. That would be my educated guess. Craig Life, J Dog, do you prefer Japanese or British Sabat? The Japanese one, but the British one's good too. At least the first album, History of a Time to Come. But Sabat from Japan, overall, I like more. I mean, and if I had to compare albums to albums, I mean, because Sabat Evoke, specifically the album Evoke, I mean, Venom's great, Fetishism, Disembodied, those great albums, but Evoke is my favorite one. And I've said it before, maybe unless I'd stop and really, really think about it and go through my collection, just off the top of my head, as far as all of Japan, I think the Evoke, Sabat's Evoke album, I think that's my favorite record to come out of Japan of anything of all time. So it's pretty up there. Ricky Jones, Daily Devils questions, bands that you hope will release new music this year. For me personally, no one's striking me on the top of my head, but what are the people putting in there? One guy putting in here a bunch of shit I never heard of. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't even know how to answer, seeing other people's thing. They're just randomly throwing bands in there, but are they scheduled to put out anything? Like, I could say, hey, new Cannibal Corpse album, but there's no way a new Cannibal Corpse is coming out because they kind of announced that way in advance. That new Merciful Fate album, but again, I think they say already that that's 2023 for sure now. It's along with that King Diamond. Again, we've already just discussed the new Merciful Fate, though. I was not impressed at all by that new song, so hopefully that album's better. The King Diamond song, Masquerade of Madness, I like that new song. Thought that was great. So that seems to have more potential as of so far of what I've heard. But those, I'm definitely looking forward to those, but will be this year. I mean, it's not looking too fucking promising as far as what is on the agenda to come out this year, and it's looking forward to hoping bands that have announced. Not that I can think of. There probably is somebody, but not that I can think of off the top of my head. Dennis Jordan, I didn't even look at this completely, but you better want Mortician to do a new album. Watch the whole video then, brah. Would you just listen to like 2 minutes and like comment? Just listen to the answer. Jacob Rockman. Hey, J Dog, have you ever been to a Manicore practice? No, I haven't. I'm sure I've probably been invited to one, or I could easily probably get into one if I wanted to. Ask Lou or whatever. I'm talking to Lou and quite a while, but I mean, he knows who I am. I know who he is. I don't think they practice anywhere nearby me, so I don't know if I've ever gone to any band's practice. I want to say I went to something. That doesn't seem very interesting to me. It just kind of, I don't know. They're just practicing instruments. That just sounds like a kind of me just sitting there watching, sucking my thumb. Just sounds like a boring time to me. For any band, to be honest with you. Hamma Chan Shutter 80. Hey J Dog, since you use species supplements, I assume that you watch RX Muscle podcast on the YouTube. Yes, I do. It's one of the channels I do watch. Dave Palumbo and the rest of the crew on there, you know. Yeah, I actually have Dave Palumbo's phone number. He's the first person that I should say I learned how to read blood work. He's the one. He sent me his blood work protocol, and then I've added things onto it that I feel are necessary to have on there. But 85% of it that I give out to people too was his original one, but I've added a few things. Um, well, at least I do because they are all funny as fuck, especially Lee Priest. Yeah, Lee Priest is pretty much my favorite bodybuilder of all time, and Jimmy the Bull. Jimmy the Bull. Yeah, I've never met him, so I met Lee and I met Dave, but I never met Jimmy the Bull. But yeah, he seems like a really funny guy, and I don't know if we'd have much in common, but I'm sure I think I'd get along with him pretty well. Definitely a funny guy. If you do or don't watch it, do you watch any supplement review channels like TJ Fitness Deal, News, or Garage Gym Homie? I don't even know what that shit is, so no, I don't watch that. I generally don't watch too many reviews. I don't think I watch any review channels, to be honest with you. Just watch GGH's Chemics pre-workout review, and he said that the supplement made him want to blast the entire vocal display of Power album. Uh-oh. That sounds like probably something I should be taking then. Immediately I thought of his channel. Haha. Yeah, no, I don't think I watch any review channels. I'm sure I've seen a review video for something, but I don't search them out or nothing, no. Abby Simmons, J Dog, when the hell are you going to invest the time, money, and effort in a new battle jacket? You'd wear it well, make it happen. Way things are going now with, just my life, how just jammed to the gills I am, especially doing the YouTube videos now, probably never. To be just 110% honest with you. Mizothea666. Question, J Dog. In my opinion, Final Bloodbath session is the only true Mortician record. I know I'm one of the annoying assholes who whine about the drum machine, but really I can barely stand it. So have you ever thought if the other albums would have sounded much better if they'd had a real drums? Maybe, but at the same time, even on Final Bloodbath, which I do like it a lot, the triggers on there sound like fucking ass. So it's kind of like equal comparison because if they were to switch over to a real drummer, would it be that it's just as triggered? But if they had a real drummer that could blast without ass sounding triggers, I don't care if you use triggers, they just shouldn't sound so clickety. Um, yeah, maybe it'd sound better. Maybe I'd like it more. But it's not what they did. That wasn't their style. That wasn't their artistic view of the band, I guess. So it is what we got. Life Eternal. What are some of the worst album covers on great records? Pretty fucking good question. I don't know what the worst is, but the ones that pop into my mind that I never liked is a lot of the Malevolent Creations. I mean, Ten Commandments is not that it's a bad cover. It's just kind of like, kind of looks like He-Man type shit. Nothing wrong with He-Man. He-Man's cool. It's just, I don't want it with my death metal. Even Retributions, some robots running around. Stillborn, that cover kind of sucks. It's like, what is it? Just a rock out in the ocean. Suffocation, Effigy of the Forgotten. I mean, come on, what is this goddamn Matchbox cars? Fucking Transformers, so that sucked. Human Waste, that was a real goddamn cover. Brady and Spawn, that cover sucks. Um, Dismember like an ever flowing stream. I don't dislike the cover. It's just the painting, but it's kind of like, what the fuck is this? It ain't no butchered at birth. That was to the point. I knew what the fuck that was. Thought that was badass. Uh, both Desultory albums, the only good albums, the first two albums, the good albums. Not the Swallow the Snake garbage, but Into Eternity and Bitterness. Those covers. What the fuck is this? That shit sucks. Um, there's some for you. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying those are the worst of all time. I'm sure there's definitely one big time classic out there. Infernal Majesty, None Shall Divine. Everyone brings that up. Yeah, that cover pretty much blows chunks. Pretty much like all the Deicide covers for the most part, within fucking reason. I'm sure there's a couple later ones that are kind of like Till Death Do Us Part. Incinerate was super simple, so I don't know if it sucked, but yeah, there's some for you. One more, goddamn. It's our 20-minute mark, and I think we're almost done with this. Sewer Vomit, J Dog, your thoughts? Karate in the mosh pits. Eh, whatever. They can do what they want. I mean, I prefer the band, crowd having energy and getting into the band and people moving around and giving them support. It makes a show. It puts energy in the air. Probably a bit unnecessary, maybe a little douchey. The whole karate moves, but I'd rather that than a bunch of guys stand there with their arms folded. Granted, I'm one of the guys with the arms folded, but hey, I put my time in. Goddamn it. At least that's what I tell myself. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if I was my teenage years going back to mosh pit, was I doing karate chops and shit like that? No. Does it look kind of fucking deathcore just doinky? Yeah. But again, I prefer at least, whatever. I'd rather than moving around than not moving around. So kind of indifferent, I guess. I mean, I would just stick to traditional stage diving and body surfing and moshing and headbanging. That's sufficient, but some movement's better than none, I guess, right? So, yeah, that's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns, you know what the fuck to do. Put them in the goddamn fucking comments box, and I'll get them answered bright and early in the morning. Later, goddamn it.